Hey guys, so for Christmas break, I want you to review some of the stuff that we had learned this week. So I gave you this packet and I'm going to help you do 15 problems from here, and the rest of the problems you're going to do by yourself over Christmas, okay? So for the first problem, we have two expressions and we need to figure out whether they are equivalent, okay? So what does that mean? That means, do they get the same answer for both of them? So we're going to be using the order of operations, which is please, excuse, my dear Aunt Sally. So P is for parentheses, and we have exponents, multiplication or division from left to right, and then addition or subtraction from left to right. So for the first problem, we have 3 to the 4th power plus, open parentheses, 5 to the 3rd power minus 5 divided by 6. So we have to start with the parentheses here, and we have exponents. So 5 to the 3rd power is 5 times 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. Okay? So 125 minus 5 is 120. Then we're going to do the next step, which is exponents. So I have exponents over here. 3 to the 4th power, that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 9 is 81. So 81 plus 120 divided by 6. Then we have multiplication or division. Well, we don't have multiplication, we just have division, so we're going to do this part first. So 120 divided by 6 is 20. And then the last part is 81 plus 20 is 101. Okay? Now we're going to do the next problem. So we have 12 to the 2nd power minus 7 to the 2nd power minus 5. So again, we're going to start with the parentheses. 7 to the 2nd power, 7 times 7 is 49. Minus 5 is 44. Then the next step is exponents. So 12 to the 2nd power is 12 times 12 is 144, so 144 minus 44 is 100. So if you notice, we got different answers, so that means this is not equivalent. Okay. All right, next problem. We have 4 to the 2nd power plus 3 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16 plus 3 times 4. So again, we have to do multiplication first. So 3 times 4 is 12 plus 16 is 28. So we have to figure out which of these is going to give me 28. So if I look at letter A, I have 5 to the 2nd power is 25 plus 3 is 28. So A is my answer. Okay. For number 2, it says which expression is not equivalent. So I have 2 to the 3rd power times 5 times 7. So that's 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 7. Okay? So if I look at my answer choices, this is the only one that I have 2 times 3, and that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be doing 2 times 2 times 2 3 times. Okay? So H is the one that is not equivalent. Okay? All right, turn the page. Number 8, it says, which expression is equivalent to 3 times 7 to the 2nd power times 11? So 3 times 7 times 7 times 11. So 7 times 7 is 49, 3 times 49 is 147, times 11 is 1,617. So I want to know which of these is going to give me the same answer, okay? So if I look at letter G, I know that 100 to the 3rd power is 1,000. 25 to the 2nd power, that's 25 times 25. Multiply, I get 625. Okay? Then 2 to the 3rd power, that's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Okay? Because 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So I need to subtract 8 minus 625, and I get 617. Then I add 1,000 plus 617 is 1,617, which is the same answer that I'm looking for. So G is correct. Okay. Number 9, 4 students wrote a prime factorization of 3 to the second power plus 7 times 4. So first I have to work this problem out to get my answer and then do the prime factorization. So 3 to the second power, that's 3 times 3 is 9, plus 7 is 16, times 4 is 64. So then we're going to do the prime factorization. Break it apart. 8 times 8 is 64. Break it apart again. 4 times 2. Break it apart again. 2 times 2. Same thing here. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 to the 6th power. David is correct. Okay, turn the page. Number 1. Mrs. Wong found a mistake as she was grading Lola's paper. Each step should represent an equivalent expression. Which step shows the mistake that Mrs. Wong found? Okay, so again we have parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So if I start here, I'm going to start with the parentheses. 8 to the second power, that's 8 times 8, which is 64, that's right. Okay. Then we add. 64 plus 4 is 68, that's right. Then from here, this is multiplication, this is subtraction. So if I look at my answers here, I know that multiplication comes before subtraction. So you need to multiply. I need to do this step right here first. Okay? This step right here first. But if you notice, they actually subtracted first and got this answer. So this is the one that's wrong. So letter C is correct. Okay, let's look at number 4. We're going to, again, follow the order of operations. 25 minus 6.25. So I'm going to subtract these, but I need to make sure that you line up the decimal. 25.00 minus 6.25. Then we subtract. And we get 18.75. Then over here we multiply. 5 times 3 is 15 to the second power. That's 15 times 15, which is 225. Then I have to add 18.75 plus 225. So I'm going to add it right here. Again, make sure you line up the decimals. So 225.00 plus 18.75. And we get a total of 243.75. So 243 is a whole number, so it goes in front of the decimal, and then 75 hundredths, and this is positive. Number 5. We're going to work this out, and we have integers, so we need to remember our integer rules. We're going to start with negative 57 divided by 3. So a negative times a positive, or a negative divided by a positive, is still a negative. So negative 57 divided by 3 is negative 19. Then we're going to multiply. 20 times 20 is 400. Okay. Then we're going to multiply. 2 times negative 19 is negative 38. Okay. We're going to do this step right here. Then we're going to add. Negative 38 plus 400 is 368. And finally, 362 minus 5 is 357, which is letter A. Number 6. Mr. Loomis said that the prime factorization of 540 could be represented by x to the second power, y to the third power, times z. So I'm going to break up 540. 54 times 10, break it up. 5 times 2, break it up. 9 times 6, break these up. 3 times 2, 3 times 3. Circle the prime numbers, 3, 2, and 5. So we have 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 5, or 2 to the second power times 3 to the third power times 5. So if I look here, The 2 is the one that has an exponent of 2, so x is equal to 2. The 3 is the one that has an exponent of 3, so y is equal to 3. And 5 is the only one that doesn't have an exponent, so z is equal to 5. And if you look at your answer choices, H is correct. Alright, number 6. Sam and Layla worked on their homework together after school. They disagree about the prime factorization of 324. Now, I'm going to look at what I have here. 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 2 is prime, 9 is not a prime number. So Sam is correct, okay? Because 9 is not a prime number, and you have to have all prime numbers in order to make sure that you get the correct prime factorization, okay? All right, last page. Number 1, we got to simplify the expression. So we have 1/2 times 6 plus 9 to the second power minus, we're going to do the parentheses first. So I'm going to do 18 divided by 6 is 3, okay? Then we're going to do the exponents, which is 9 times 9 is 81. Then we're going to multiply 1/2 times 6. So 1/2 times 6 over 1. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. 6 over 2 is the same thing as 3. Okay? Then we're going to add 3 plus 81 is 84. Minus 3 is 81 again. Okay? Number 4. Blake wrote the following expression for the prime factorization of 513. So again, 3 is prime, 57 is not a prime number. So if you look here, H is the one that's correct because it says 57 is not a prime number. Okay. Okay. Number 1 on the back. It says, as Thomas was checking his homework, he found a mistake in simplifying the expression below. Each step in the process should represent an expression equivalent to the original problem. So, we have to start with the parentheses. We have to do 0.8 times 0.8, okay? So 0.8 times 0.8 is actually 0.64. So this number right here is wrong. Okay? So step number 1 is wrong. Now, number 2. We're going to start right here. -8 plus +3 is -5 to the second power. So I'm going to do -5 times -5. A negative times a negative is a positive, so we're going to have positive 25. Then we did positive 10 times -4 is -40. Then positive 25 plus -40 is -15. So we have 15 is a whole number, so it goes in front of the decimal, and then we shade in the negative because it's a -15. Okay. And the last problem is going to be number 4. So we have break up the 10. 5 times 2 is 10. Break up the 30. 3 times 10 is 30. Break up the 10 again. 5 times 2. So we have 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. Which is the same thing as 2 to the second power times 3 times 5 to the second power. Okay, so the correct answer is H. Okay, now I know at the beginning of the video I said that you need to do the rest of the problems for homework over Christmas break. However, I know that a lot of you have not actually been listening to the video. You've just been copying down what you see. So, for those of you that are actually listening, if you listen to the video, I want you to not do any more of the problems for Christmas break. You do not have to do any more of the problems over Christmas break. All you have to do is copy what you copied down and listen to the video like you did, and then bring the packet back after Christmas, okay? So I hope you have a good break, and I'll see you when you come back. Thanks.